Are you ready for a great adventure? Today on The World is Yours, we'll begin our expedition on the shores of the Mediterranean in Barcelona, one of Europe's most visited cities. Then, we're off to Japan, where we'll visit the tallest mountain in the country, the towering Mount Fuji, and taste some of their mouth-watering cuisine. And finally, we'll head to the United States to discover the charms and wonders of the great state of Alaska. Get ready for another unforgettable adventure. The world is waiting, and the world is yours. Welcome to Barcelona. This enchanting city is located in Spain, on the Mediterranean Sea, very close to the Pyrenees Mountains. Barcelona is brimming with art and creativity. It's everywhere, and a feeling of rebelliousness seems to flow in this culturally diverse city. To best demonstrate this, we'll begin with a visit to Sabbatical. This building is a true work of art, developed between 1904 and 1906 by the architect Antoni Gaudi. It's a perfect mixture of color, form, and light. Visiting Sabbatical is like entering a fantasy world. The upper part of the facade is reminiscent of the back of a dragon. The central part is a long, undulating surface, representing the Mediterranean, and the lower part of the building simulates an open mouth. That's why it's been nicknamed the House of Yawns. From the mosaics and tiles of the Sabbatical, we move to the Fuente Mágica, or Magic Fountain. This fountain lives up to its name. The different columns of water and colored lights dance in rhythm and put on an entertaining show for spectators. The Magic Fountain can be found between the National Palace and the Plaza de España. The Plaza de España is a very grand and important site to the Catalans, the residents and descendants from Catalonia, Spain. The plaza is the biggest one in the country. Many different festivals are celebrated at the Plaza de España and around the Magic Fountain throughout the year. Another interesting and beautiful plaza we should see is the Plaza Real. Palm trees and ornate street lamps surround this lively and busy square. Here you'll find some amazing restaurants. I mean, we can't visit Spain without digging into some of their most famous dishes, right? Try the paella, a dish made of rice, chorizo, shrimp, clams, mussels, and peas, mixed together to make your taste buds pop. Escudella is also a local delicacy. This soup, made out of broth, veggies, pasta, and pilota, a type of meatball, is a common dish to eat during the holidays. Looks good to me. Another favorite is the crema catalana. This Spanish dessert is very similar to the French dessert crème brûlée, with a more orangey flavor. Let's keep things moving and head over to Park Güell. Gaudi did it again. He expresses the best of Catalan modernism, also known as Art Nouveau, in this public park. Here, he created a mixture of green gardens and fancy architectural elements. It's one of the two most visited sites in Barcelona and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The entrance to the park is designed to be a peaceful and joyful space, symbolizing the gates of heaven. Once inside the park, we can go up the stairs to the Nature Square, which is held in place by 86 columns. From there, we can enjoy a fantastic view of Barcelona. Park Güell is a must-see location when exploring Barcelona, as is the most popular street in the entire city, Las Ramblas. This boulevard in Barcelona is almost 4,000 feet long and is surrounded by trees, urban artists, a variety of shops, and a steady flow of people. The hustle and bustle here goes on until the late night hours. Las Ramblas features a massive mosaic by Joan Miró, the famous Barcelona-born painter. The Pla de los Mosaic has been an emblematic symbol of Las Ramblas since 1976. The mosaic is set in the cobblestone street, so thousands of people walk over it and take in its artistry every single day. So we can't leave Barcelona without stopping by Camp Nou, the home of Barcelona Football Club. This is where international football or soccer stars Lionel Messi, Gerard Piqué, Luis Suarez, and many others play. The Barcelona Football Club was founded over 100 years ago in 1899 by Hans Gamper. The club's current stadium, with a capacity of 99,354, is the largest stadium in Spain and in all of Europe. The stadium hasn't only hosted football games, it was also the setting for the 1992 Summer Olympics. Now, that's cool! Our last stop here in Barcelona is another Gaudi architectural piece. An iconic part of the city's skyline, the Sagrada Familia is Gaudi's masterpiece and a favorite stop for tourists. It's the city's most well-known monument, even though it was never completed. The Sagrada Familia is a remarkable church full of religious symbolism as well as cultural importance. When Gaudi died in 1926, he left behind the drawings of his masterpiece, and with donations from those who wanted the artist's vision to come to life, the Sagrada Familia began to take shape. Gaudi emphasized that the inside of the church should resemble a forest, which is why the columns are in the shape of tree trunks and the light is sparse, inviting a sense of spirituality to the retreat. The Sagrada Familia is inspired by Gothic and Byzantine cathedrals, but has a charm all its own. When we come back, we'll hop on over to Asia. But first, let's test your world knowledge. In what country was the popular art form anime created? A. Canada. B. China. C. Japan. D. Germany. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. In what country was the popular art form anime created? A. Canada. B. China. C. Japan. D. Germany. If you said C, Japan, you're right. For a long time, anime has been a social and cultural phenomenon in Japan and in many other places. The word anime is the condensed version of the word animation, and it's attributed to this style of Japanese TV and film animation. It has been so universally successful that thousands of people visit Japan just to see the birthplace of this art form. One of the most popular anime movies is the Oscar-winning film The Voyage of Chihiro, also called Spirited Away. It's a moving reflection on ancient and modern Japan. Just like the movie, Japan has evolved and reinvented itself many times throughout the years, making it a fantastic destination for us to visit. One that will be sure to enchant us with its fascinating culture. An absolute must-see is the stunning Mount Fuji, one of the most famous volcanoes in the world. It rises over 12,000 feet above sea level and is the most popular tourist attraction in Japan. But not all roads in Japan lead to Mount Fuji. The journey through this captivating country has many roads, and I think we should take one that leads us straight to the food. Here, food is truly a specialty. If you enjoy the different flavors of the world, then Japan is the destination for you. The distinct flavors of sushi, sashimi, udon, and tempura will make your taste buds dance. Sushi is a Japanese dish with a lot of variety. Some rolls consist of sushi rice, mixed with sesame, salmon, or trout, and vegetables. Udon is a thick wheat noodle that is served in a tasty broth made from dashi. which is a Japanese sea stock made out of kombu, dried kelp, and katsuobushi, dried bonito flakes. It also comes with soy sauce and other typical Japanese ingredients like green onions, shichimi, sake, and mirin. Tempura is another favorite. It consists of battered, covered, deep-fried seafood and vegetables. And it's awesome! Now that we've enjoyed some of the delicious cuisine, let's get out and explore some of Japan's beautiful forests. One well-known woodland area is the Sagano Bamboo Forest in Arashiyama, where it's common to see people with their heads aimed upwards towards the top of this vertical spectacle of nature. Located on the outskirts of Kyoto, between the Tenryuji Temple and Nonomiya Shrine, it's an almost surreal scene where absolutely everything is bamboo. Seemingly endless lines of stalks. The many different shades of green and the feeling of peace and tranquility can almost hypnotize you. To finish our tour of Japan, we'll visit Osaka, the third largest city after Tokyo and Yokohama. It served as Japan's capital for many years and continues to be an important city. And a city with something pretty cool to see. A shopping center with fossils. Osaka is filled with places with huge significance to natives, like the Sutenkaku Tower. Although it was its height that made it famous in 1912, it's the history and tradition surrounding the Sutenkaku Tower that continues to make it one of the most visited places in Asia. Its name can be translated as the tower that reaches the heavens, and at 338 feet, it sure does feel that way. From the observation deck, you can take in a pretty spectacular view of all the colors and landscapes of the city. In the basement, you'll find a theater where you can enjoy presentations, including rakugo, a humorous narration, manzai, a stand-up comic conversation, and enka, a popular Japanese genre of music. It's time to keep this adventure going. But before we go, let's test your world knowledge. In which of these cities was a cat elected mayor? I'm not kidding. Was it A, Phoenix, Arizona, B, Talkeetna, Alaska, C, Buford, Wyoming, D, Fairhope, Alabama? The answer coming up when we return to The World Is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. In which of these cities was a cat elected mayor? Like I said before, this isn't a joke. Was it A, Phoenix, Arizona, B, Talkeetna, Alaska, C, Buford, Wyoming, D, Fairhope, Alabama? If you said B, Talkeetna, Alaska, you're right. Even though this question sounds crazy, it's true. Stubbs, a part Manx feline, was elected mayor by the citizens of Talkeetna, Alaska, and served for 15 years, which was the majority of his life. As you may have guessed, in this town, the role of mayor is more of a symbolic role than in other places around the world. Nonetheless, Stubbs is remembered fondly as a public servant and a cute cat too. Now that we've got that mystery solved, welcome to Alaska. It only takes a quick look at a map of North America to realize the size and scale of this great state. Alaska is, by far, the largest state in the U.S. in terms of landmass, but But even so, it's the least populated state with fewer than 1 million people living on this big land, as it's called in its Eskimo name. Alaska has so much in store. Visiting this great, expansive land is definitely not a one-day adventure. There is a lot of magic to experience. Decide what you want to do most and plan your adventure. We can enjoy a cultural and historical immersion each day. See the art that the region has to offer? Go hiking, take a cruise, relax with some salt or freshwater fishing, or spend some time out in the wild. There are so many options to choose from, we better get going. The Denali National Park and Preserve is the perfect place to start. One of the world's biggest parks, it's a vast nature reserve with all kinds of plants and animals that call it home. Elk, moose, wolves, majestic bald eagles, black bears, grizzly bears. Probably best to appreciate them from afar. Alaska is a destination with an incredible array of adventure options. If you're looking to pump up your adrenaline levels, you can head up Mount Denali, the highest peak in North America, and scale its more than 20,000 feet. For something a little more relaxing, but just as breathtaking, make the Aurora Borealis a priority. It's an unbelievable natural phenomenon where the sky fills with never-before-seen colors and lights. For this, schedule your trip between the months of November and January. The Aurora Borealis is a rare spectacle of nature that you should witness at least once in your life. It's truly an astonishing gift. We'll be back with more to do in Alaska. But first, let's test your world knowledge. What is Alaska's official sport? A. Hockey. B. Baseball. C. Mushing. D. Skiing. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. What is Alaska's official sport? A. Hockey. B. Baseball. C. Mushing. D. Skiing. If you answered C. Mushing, you're right. While mushing began simply as a means of transportation, where a team of dogs was used for traveling through snow and winter terrain, over time, it became a very exciting sport. These dogs, generally Nordic breeds, are trained to be loyal, faithful, and great team players from the time they are puppies into adulthood. To have a powerful sled, you'll need leader dogs, swing dogs, team dogs, and wheel dogs, each of which plays an important role in keeping the sled moving. Lead dogs are, as you might guess, at the front of the group. They follow the commands of the musher, the person on the sled, to set the pace and find the trails. Swing dogs are next in line. They help to set the pace, and they help to swing the team and sled around turns and corners. Team dogs usually make up most of the group. They help to provide power, endurance, and speed. And wheel dogs have the role of pulling the sled out from the snow. They're the dogs right in front of the sled and are usually the strongest dogs on the team. Isn't that cool? The selection and control over the team is crucial to win the longest of races. Many can last several days. Who can resist a jaunt with these furry friends? It's quite an experience. These awesome teammates will come in handy in getting you to Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. Here, you'll be able to enjoy Alaska's Inside Passage, a popular scenic coastal route cruising the waters through the many islands of the Pacific coast. This very special bay offers a panorama filled with tidal glaciers, snowy peaks, oceanic coastline, and deep fjords, as well as rivers and freshwater lakes. Glacier Bay is a stunning nature reserve on land once occupied by glaciers. It's home to lots of colorful plants, as well as an amazing variety of marine and land animals that makes Glacier Bay a bona fide natural treasure. And on that note, it's time to say goodbye to Alaska and wrap up our journey for the day. We walked the streets of Las Ramblas in Barcelona. We ate sushi and took in the vibrant culture of Japan. And explored the incredible wilderness of the Alaskan Territory. Thanks for joining us on our trip around the world. There are many more adventures to come. Until next time, the world is waiting, and the world is yours.